CP9 is the 9th Country Programme of support from UNFPA to the government of Vietnam. And UNFPA is operating in Vietnam for many years, many decades. And Vietnam for UNFPA is one of those longest serving countries in the entire world. So during the course of CP9, we have made a lot of achievements, but there are maybe 3 highlights that I can talk about. And those are, first of all, partnerships development, and second one, innovation, and third one is humanitarian action in light of climate change. CP9 can be characterized by many innovative partnerships that we tapped into. And of course, we continued with partnerships with the traditional donors such as Australia and South Korea. But also, we looked into other traditional donors such as Norway and Japan. And also we need to talk about new partnerships arrangement with the private sector entities such as Bloomberg in the civil registration and vital statistics front, and also MSD, Merck, on the front of sexual and reproductive health, particularly for vulnerable populations in Vietnam, including ethnic minorities. So partnerships, development, resource mobilization, that was one of the critical highlights of CP9. And our annual budgets really increased by 3 times by the end of the CP9. We really strengthened the innovative approaches, particularly on the digital transformation. And then that is in line with the government prioritization on the digital technologies. For instance, the telehealth for sexual and reproductive health to reach out women, and especially pregnant women in far provinces and remote mountainous provinces. And also, we developed the mobile application form for the social protection of elderly population, as well as the text-based and phone-based hotline and one-stop service centers for victims of violence. And most importantly, in the 2019 population and housing census, we put in place the advanced information technology to accelerate the speed of data collection and analysis for the population census, as well as to reduce the human error. So data from population census is now available in the data dashboard and warehouse, which is increasingly accessible to everybody in the country, both at national level and the subnational levels. Right now, Vietnam has the largest number of young people in its history. So investment in young people is key to achieve socioeconomic growth in the country, in Vietnam. And so on the digitization front as well, we have done a lot to promote youth development and empowering young people and making sure that young people are part and parcel of the Vietnam's sustainable development process. We have launched the digital online comprehensive sexuality education and life skills education, and this really allows young people in Vietnam to access sexual and reproductive health information and life skills education. Those are the soft skills necessary for them to have for success in their life. So that has been the key highlight to promote youth development and youth participation in CP9. So innovation was the second part. The last highlight is the humanitarian action. And Vietnam is one of the countries which is hardly hit by the impact of the climate change. So Vietnam has that vulnerability issues in relation to climate change. So for the first time in UNFPA's operation in Vietnam, we really emphasized the importance of humanitarian action. In 2019 and 2020, we have had the severe effects of floods and the downpours of rain, particularly in a central part of Vietnam. We have done the outreach activities to pregnant women who have been affected by floods. Outreach also to provide care and support to the elderly population. They were so vulnerable. and also to prevent victims of violence, and particularly for women and girls. And of course, just like in the world, Vietnam has been affected by COVID-19 substantially, and it's known in the world that the violence against women and girls increased due to COVID-19, and Vietnam has been no exception. So a lot of efforts have been made there, including the distribution of dignity kits for the first time in Vietnam. Dignity kits includes the essential items for women and girls, but also that includes the communication materials inside, discreetly placed in our dignity kits bucket, so that the women and the girls can identify domestic violence and know how to seek help, and that is important. So 3 items have been highlights of CP9. Now we are soon going into CP10, 10th Country Programme. We will be accelerating and consolidating the interventions that we have started in CP9, and particularly in light of the fact that we have only now 8-9 years left to achieve Sustainable Development Goals. So we will be really working hard during the course of CP10 to make sure that Vietnam can achieve SDG goals by 2030.